Okay, everybody, if you wouldn't mind getting a seat, we'll begin. Well, happy Sunday. How's everyone doing today? Yay, okay, even applause. Yay, that's a good day. Well, it's a beautiful day out there, and great to be here and see everybody. And before we begin, I'd like to welcome anybody who's never been here before, and I'd like to start over here. And who is here in this section for the first time? Lori. Hey, Lori, well, welcome. Good to have you here. And what about this area right here? Yes, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Bill. This is Sue.
I'm Sue.
Well, it's great to meet you. Good. I know you all are friends of Suzanne's. Anyone in this section here as a newbie? Yes, sir.
Michael.
Michael, glad you're here. Welcome. And how about over here? A little bit of glare. Okay, well, we're looking forward to a great day as always here today. And I'd like to first, you may have noticed that we redid the stage here. It gives us a lot more room. Doesn't it look nice? Yeah. And thank you, Roland, for taking that initiative. That was a big help. Yeah. Well, just a couple of things. We're actually just creating space for our new 70-inch TV. And but the catch is we're halfway there. But you know, we got to put that intention and that energy towards it. So we've got $775 out of $1,500. So anyone who has a little extra cash burning a hole in your pocket, we'd welcome it so we can get that TV sooner. So you can see me after the service about that if you feel moved to do so. Also, a couple of announcements. We're really having some great energy put into this Thanksgiving meal that we're doing here. It's 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. I've got turkeys coming from Kenya. They're going to slice them for us, thank you, God. And we got it last year. It's delicious. And honey-baked ham, so we will provide that. And if you choose to come, there's no fee. It's just a bring a side dish. Please, we need you to sign up and RSVP because we've already got a lot of sign-ups already, and we will make room for you. But we need to have an idea so I can give them, I've got to give them how much turkey because they got to order it this week. So keep that in mind. James has the sign up at the back table for that. So I'd love to have everybody be here and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a gratitude share. It'll be decorated beautifully. Great food, obviously. Roland's going to entertain us with a little music in the background, and maybe we'll sing, who knows. And we're even going to pull out our Christmas decorations and have a little tree trimming. And so get all ready. So it's a great way to kick off the holidays. So make sure you mark it down, though, and so we know that you're coming. That would be terrific. Also, this week, does someone mind to shut that door back there, please? This week we have 2 great events happening at the center in addition to our ongoing events. Well, actually 3, but the third one you can't come to, so I won't go there. But Peter's group is underway and we're enjoying that. But Wednesday night, Suka, you are our enlightenment speaker, and it's very exciting what you're going to be talking about. Would you mind to share with the group?
Well, I would not.
I know you.
David just showed me a YouTube thing on his, what do you call this thing, cell phone this morning. And it was written by somebody who's doing the same thing I'm doing. If we think about the vibrational shift that we're all experiencing, and I'm putting together that the increase in Alzheimer's and cancer and intestinal, all the weird stuff, as well as the political and all that, it's people who can't adjust to that new vibration. And I think all of us, I'm recognizing the shift in my life. So it's really a time to take a look at resolving the unresolved karma from past lives that is holding us fast. And that's what Wednesday night's going to be about. It's not going to be one of my normal PowerPoints. It's going to be a discussion and talk about past life karma, how it's affecting us in this life, and past life therapy and what that is, and how that can set us free so we can evolve spiritually.
Well, good. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So you always do a wonderful presentation. So 7 o'clock Wednesday. So be here, learn all about your past life karma. I'm excited. Also, Rena, where are you? Rena, there you are. Would you tell them about your friend? This is fantastic. This is Reverend Rena Howard, a fellow ADL minister.
Thank you. I'm from the Unity of Greenville, and I've come today to tell you about this workshop that's coming up on Friday. I want to tell you what a pearl of an opportunity you have here at your church. I learned Amadeus in Alberta Aguas in 1989. I was at a summer workshop in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I didn't know what I was stepping into. Alberta was Brazilian, and he came from a long line of shamans, and he taught us a healing technique that is 6,000 years old, and at that time was only passed from shaman to shaman. And it's a very powerful, powerful technique. I've used it for 25 years, and when people have called me and have asked for healings, they got healed. And I would always be amazed. Of course, I would just forget and say, oh, okay, well, that was nice. And okay, God, this is good. This is good. And anyway, he passed on 2 years after I learned this technique. And so for 25 years, I didn't even realize there were 2 people in the United States who does his work. So I Googled it on the internet and found this woman in Maryland and invited her to come. But because of your lovely community here, I thought maybe she should talk to Charlotte, because I thought she would be well received here. And so she's coming this week. On Friday, she's going to do an intro. And Saturday, she's going to do the all-day workshop. There are 12 sacred symbols that you will learn. And they're quite powerful. One lady in his workshop played with the symbols one time, and he told us that she became paralyzed all over her whole body, and she was in the hospital for 3 days. And he's Brazilian, and he was quite waving his hands and telling us how excited he was that she had done this. And he went to the hospital, took the spell off of her. And he said, I told her not to play with these symbols. These mean something. They mean something. And there are 12 symbols. There's some for emergency healing, some for emotional healing, some that you bless your food with. There's one that you use if someone is imminently going to die, and there's one that you use if someone for the first 21 days after they die. And I will tell you, my brother just died last month, and I used it on him. And I could hear him saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it was quite special to me. But anyway, I would invite you to come out to the intro on Friday to hear her. She's coming from Maryland at my urging, and I think it will be worth your time. And if you have any questions afterwards, I would invite you to come up. I would be happy to share some examples of ways in which I've used it in my life. I'll just close with one story from my own family. My cousin's son was getting married 7 years ago, and 3 months before his wedding, she came down with a brain aneurysm. And she lived near Boston, and she went to a neurosurgeon there who says he did hundreds of these a month. She recovered the best out of any patient he had ever operated on. He said she had no migraines, no dizziness, no brain seizures, and he was quite pleased with her remarkable recovery. So you have the opportunity here. She wanted to come here to Hendersonville, so we'll be traveling up from Greenville, and I hope you'll ask me afterwards some questions. There are flyers on the desk back there, and I'll help you if I can. And if it speaks to you, please come. 7 to 9 on Friday, and then Saturday it's 9:30 to 5. It's $110 if you pre-registered by November something or other. But I'm sure if some of you really want to come and money is tight, see me and I will put a word in for you. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. That's wonderful. Okay, so a few announcements, and before I open with our prayer that I'd like you to take into prayer with you is to bless a few of our Namaste family members. Trudy is doing great, by the way. Trudy Peterson, she has pneumonia, but she's really doing beautifully. So, but continued prayers for her healing would be welcome, I'm sure, and I know she would be grateful for that. Also, Derek left me a message. I know you all know Derek, who's here every Sunday. He's not here today. He had an accident at work, and he's dislocated his shoulder. So he asked for some good vibes and loving prayers as well. Also, Reverend Heidi, who was scheduled to do the bowls today, she's got a terrible case of something, some crud. So so she's crudded out, so she's not here today, so we'll include her in this. And then also, many of you may or may not know Sandy Miller, who is actually been one of Ellen's and mine best friends since we moved here 9 years ago. She and her partner T have been together for 15 years. T just was in her bed, and Sandy found her yesterday, and she had made her transition. So Sandy, lots of prayers, and she's in shock, to say the least. Ellen brought a card. And so if you'd like to sign the card, it's back there at the table with James as well. And also, let's also include Mary's mother and Mary in our prayers as well, because Mary's mother is declining. And we just hold her in the highest love and light, Mary, and you too. So let's please silence your cell phones if you haven't done so already, and we will close our eyes, take a nice deep breath, and just allow ourselves to let go and open your heart and open your mind to this celebration here today as we come together to heal and be happy. We allow our hearts to open and create a space for healing and enlightenment and support for all of those, not only in our Namaste Center family, who are dealing with challenges, but any brother or sister on our planet that is experiencing hardship at this time. We ask that Spirit bless and bring comfort to all souls. We ask that this center continue to grow and prosper so that we may serve through our love in the highest degree. We place our future in the hands of God and know that all is well. And so it is. Amen. Terry.
Morning.
Morning.
Just going to give you a few songs by the fireside here.
Oh, Terry, I forgot to announce this.
Oh, well then go ahead.
Will you tell them about it? And then we have three free tickets from Julie here.
This afternoon, I'll be joined by my friend Tom Fish. This afternoon we're giving a concert over at the Flat Rock Cinema this afternoon. And it's sponsored by IAM, the Interfaith Assistance Ministries, and we're going to be raising money for those folks who can't afford to pay their heating bills this year. So we're going to help them out in that regard. And the concert starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be doing a set, Tom will be doing a set, and then we're going to be attempting to sing together.
All right. And Julie provided 3 free tickets, so if anyone wants those, they're here for the taking. So anyone want to take them now? Okay. You 3? There's 3 of them right there. That was easy. There you have it.
Great. That makes 4 people come to the concert.
Julie's the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Julie's coming too. That's fine. Okay, so shall we sing the Light of God?
Sure.
What do we say?
Yes, Terry. Yay.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, the light of God is in me, and it shines right out my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth and sea and sky. And it makes me feel so happy just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. There's a light that shines within you, and it's with you every day, bringing love to everybody in the things you do and say. It's the reason that you're living. It's the force that drives you on. It's the stars up in the heavens. It's the morning sun. Okay, everybody, you're gonna sing twice as loud and let everybody down on Main Street hear. Ready? All the light of God is in me, and it shines right out my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth and sea and sky. And it makes me feel so happy just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. Everywhere is your home. Hey Ronan, it looks like they were making use of your dance floor. That's great. You know, last week I played here, as some of you may remember, and after the show I got the service. I got a namaste. I got a request from someone to sing a song which they wanted to hear, so I'm going to sing it. And I see that person's here today. She's not looking at me right now, but I don't know. She doesn't know what I'm talking about because she's having a conversation with somebody over there. But I'm going to sing it today, okay? This is a song that was made famous by one of my favourite recording artists of all time, and you know, probably one of yours, Kermit the Frog. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, they're only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I think they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, someone believed What's so amazing keeps us stargazing? What do we think we will see? Someday we'll find it. Rainbow connection. Lovers, the dreamers, and me. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Was it the same sounds that called the young sailors? I think they're one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. There's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. Rainbow connection. Lovers, the dreamers, and me. Lovers, the dreamers, and me. Of the other concert. Yeah. So, you all know we've been working on this CD called Simply Love for the longest time. Seems like the longest time. Well, we're having a concert here to release the album, actually pre-release the album, which is on the 14th of December, and 2014, that is. And it's at 3 o'clock on the afternoon, it's a Sunday afternoon, so it'll be right after a service. So I'd love you to come. I'm going to be joined by a couple of musicians who helped me with the CD. Mr. Chris Rosser, who's a wonderful piano player, singer-songwriter. He's going to be joining me, help me produce the CD. And Elliot Wadopian, who's a two-time Grammy Award-winning bass player, who's going to be up here with me. So, no. Yeah, we'll be a video in it, won't we, Roland? Okay, there you have it. If you'd like to sign up, I'm going to promote this pretty strongly, so hopefully you can come. The tickets are going to be $10 each, and you can sign up right here, right now. Don't go rush now, but after the service, you can go over there and see James, and he'll help you out and make sure you get a seat. So we want to fill this place, and we'll have a good time, and you can hear all of the CD, and probably have an opportunity. You can, yeah, absolutely. You can buy the CD before it's released. The release date is January the 1st, but you can buy it just before Christmas if you want to.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Terry. I am excited about that for sure. So it's been a long time coming, and it's wonderful. So let's take a moment to just center ourselves and just close our eyes and take in through the breath all the magnificent beings here today. All of the open hearts, all the love, all the joy. And just take that in. And see this energy permeating through every cell in your body, cleansing, renewing, and purifying your cells, bringing healing to where there may be sickness, peace where there's conflict. Just envision this beautiful healing light of love. Renewing you, restoring you, leading you into a future of greatness. With each breath, this power intensifies. We are so blessed. Allow yourself at this time to bring into your mind's eye all of the blessings in your life. And as you bring these blessings into your consciousness, feel the shift in your energy for gratitude is the greatest gift that we can offer ourselves in spirit. Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, God, we thank you for our blessings, and may we use these blessings as a means of extending more love, more light to our brothers and sisters. We know that your will is peace, is love for everyone. We envision a world where peace and love prevail. Where sadness no longer exists. Where love is the bottom line. Use us as your messengers, as your examples of this peace, of this mission. For we are ready and we are open and we are grateful. And so it is. Okie doke. Well, how'd your guys do in the election this week? Didn't hear a whole lot of yay. And this talk, by the way, is not a political statement at all. Just curious. Just asking. But, this is very interesting. I received a call Wednesday morning from a good friend who was devastated by the outcome of this election. And I know that maybe some of us are rejoicing and some of us are not too happy about it. But it is what it is, as Terry says, and where do we go from here with this? And, one thing that I think we have to really keep in mind is to be part of the solution rather than to be part of the problem. And it's so important for us to remember that these individuals who have been elected into office were chosen by the majority, and whether they were our choice or not, and whether they may reflect your views or not, the greatest gift we can offer to our world today is to bless these individuals and just send them total love and support and just pray that God's will be done. I think that, you know, so it's so tempting to get upset, to get angry, to get fearful. And, you know, you see it on both sides. So as I say, no matter who won this week, it would have upset some and made some happy. But there is a higher path to take, and that is the path of honoring and support. So I really do ask you to join me in that, because I think it is so, so important at this time. One thing that I did, just a little tidbit that I found this week from Andy Borowitz on the Borowitz Report. This is mind-boggling, but true, just a fact, choosing to make this with a neutral statement. But he says the United States is the only nation on earth where it costs $4 billion to elect people with a 9% approval rating. And so it's, and you know, it's, I think that is, well, it is what it is, right? And it's, you know, money has gotten into politics in such a big way that it seems like we've lost our core principles, because whoever has the most money wins is really what it is. But it's, again, not to be angry or upset. It's just something to recognize and bless and say that we want to be part of the solution, not the problem. Because again, the fact that we live in an energetic universe, a quantum field of energy, the thoughts and the emotions, which we had this terrific movie Friday night. We had a great turnout. It was excellent. It was really terrific. Wonderful, life-changing movie. But it just, again, reinforced the power of our emotions to create. So if I'm creating emotions based on anger and fear and divisiveness, then I'm just creating that. So it's important for us to get emotions aligned with love and to project those into the world. And there's lots of things we can do to increase that in our lives. We can meditate, we can be in nature, we can be in gratitude, we can see that, ask for the miracle, which is a shift in perception, meaning that where I see conflict or anger in my own self, that I'm willing to change my mind about it. And with that request to the Holy Spirit, the miracle is thus achieved, because I've changed my mind about a situation. In other words, seek not to change the world, but change your mind about it. And that's what it's all about. And that's a hokey pokey. So, and I feel like I want to do a spin right here. And there you go. But I don't know if you all are familiar with David Icke.
Yes.
Oh, I knew you would be. And he is a radical dude, to say the least. He is, he's a conspiracy theorist extraordinaire. He's been around a long time. But the more I get to read his material, he's a very heart-centered guy. He's very passionate about what he does. And you know, if you want to research him, you can. I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. But the point I'm choosing to make is he has done a lot of research on the stuff that's really happening on the planet, which it's like, yuck, that's no good. But it's like, really? How do we even have a chance, you know? But the end of the talk, the article that I read was he, again, came back to this common thread. And you know me, I'm always seeking to find that common thread that flows through all religions, all spiritual practices, all philosophy, science, everything. And what does he come back to? Yes, in this illusion, all this craziness is going on. But if we come back to our heart and really get centered in that, then none of this can touch us. None of the craziness will affect us, because the more we tune into our true nature as spiritual beings, that is the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves and the planet. And that's a power that really is being supported in science and spirituality. All sorts of different areas are coming to that common denominator of saying that, yep, stay in your heart, blast out those emotions of love, that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, not the reverse. So the more we recognize ourselves as spiritual beings, the more we will be blessed by all we do and bless the world in return. Well, the Pope, you know who he is, the Pope? Pope Francis. He is, I can't figure this guy out. I like him, but I can't figure him out, and I don't know how he got there. But I do like him, and I'm glad he's here, but I'm surprised that somehow someone let him in the door. Yeah, but you know, I found a couple of things from the Pope this week that I found interesting, and this is amazing to me that and the Catholic Church is, needless to say, in the Vatican, not happy with this guy at all. And he went on to say, this is one thing. He said, when we read about creation in Genesis, we run the risk of imagining God was a magician with a magic wand and able to do everything. But that is not so. God is not a divine being or a magician, but the creator who brought everything into life. Evolution in nature is not inconsistent with the notion of creation, because evolution requires the creation of beings that evolve. So, whoa. And I think that is, I'm sure that shocked a few, right? And, but the whole idea, because we are evolving beings, and you know, the whole premise of so many, let's just say the Catholic Church, okay, just since we're there, that there's a group that wants to go back to the core of the church, you know, the core teachings, the ancient teachings. Well, they don't fit in today's society because we're evolving spiritually. To go back there would keep us stuck, and so I'm so grateful that he is putting that out there and supporting us in that truth, that reality, because we are evolving beings. We're ascending, we're waking up. So God bless him for saying that. There's also just an article I found this morning that says the U.S. Roman Catholic bishops are gathering at a moment of turbulence for them and the American church as Pope Francis moves towards crafting new policies for carrying out his mission of mercy. Oh, God, that's a terrible mission, isn't it? His mission. How dare him be merciful? A prospect that has conservative Catholics and some bishops in an uproar. The assembly, which starts Monday in Baltimore, comes less than a month after Francis ended a dramatic Vatican meeting on how the church can be more compassionate to minister unto Catholic families. Oh, what an uproar. The gathering in Rome was only a prelude to a larger meeting next year, which will more concretely advise Francis on church practice. Still, the open debate at the event and back and forth among bishops over welcoming gays and divorced Catholics who remarry prompted stunning criticism from U.S. bishops. So they divorced. I read a billboard once that says, "I'm sorry that my being gay harms the sanctity of your fourth marriage." So, so there you go. So Cardinal Burke, the former St. Louis Archbishop and leading voice for conservative Catholics, says the church is like a ship without a rudder. The Pope Francis is creating a mess, and he has accomplished his mission. I think confusion is of the devil, and I think the public image that came across was confusion. The bishops say they've been forced to emphasize these issues because of the growing acceptance of gay relationship and what they see as animosity towards Christians in America. Dozens of dioceses and Catholic nonprofits have sued the Obama administration over the birth control coverage and the Affordable Care Act. The administration has made several changes to accommodate the bishop's concerns, but church leaders say the White House hasn't gone far enough. Well, there you have it. So he is a troublemaker, that guy. A good one though, right? But, just this week, I had the honor of my first same-sex wedding, which was beyond beautiful. And it was two fellas that I actually taught golf to in Florida years ago. They moved to Asheville. They found me online and called me, and it was a wonderful experience. It was beautiful. And it was just them, the two of them, their two neighbors, and Ellen and myself. It was at the Biltmore Inn. It couldn't have been a more beautiful setting. And all of a sudden, it just came upon me during the vows, wow, this is really happening. And they were sobbing. I, of course, doesn't take much. It was just so powerful because it was so beautiful, and that love there was so transcendent of any of this nonsense. Okay, it's just and again, I really don't choose to place blame. These people are programmed and patterned to believe that they need to support this. But it's about blessing that process and blessing our Pope and blessing all of those involved in the process, not making them wrong. They're doing what they think is right. Truly, I believe that at some level. So the Course in Miracles, here we are, we're talking about the laws of the church and the laws of the land, and they shift, through every election a little bit. Of course, I also was just watching a YouTube video last night, which confirmed something that I believed for a long time. Naomi Wolf, you all may know her. She's an activist and a great woman, written a lot of great books. And she had said that really it's time for us to understand that the government is not really running the show. The United States is a corporation, basically. And so it's just interesting. So, don't waste your breath getting all upset with politicians because they really don't have as much power as maybe we'd like to think they do. Again, bless it. It's all good because all of these things are leading to good. It's not like it's all of this is coming to the surface to be healed and to move us to a greater way of being. I don't know if you all are subscribed to the Thrive movement with Foster Gamble. Are you familiar with that? It's excellent stuff. He's the Procter & Gamble heir who sort of went out and everything his family stands for. He's not really on the same side anymore. But he is a wonderful ambassador to truth. And he and his wife have done a lot of research and work on cool stuff. I mean, really great stuff. So even though it seems like, wow, what a mess, that it's always about staying in our hearts and being hopeful, and that the best is yet to come. And I really do believe that, and that we are co-creators in that process, without a doubt. So we are powerful beyond what we could ever imagine. I know that without a fact. Well, the Course in Miracles has a lesson, I am under no laws but God's. And that is really, I say that to myself a lot because that's the truth. We have to abide by the laws. I mean, if you drive down this King Street the wrong way, you're breaking the law. But the laws that this speaks of are those that transcend the laws of the world. And it goes on to say, we have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation. Each has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. You are not bound by them. Think of the freedom and recognition that you are not bound by all the strange and twisted laws you have made up to save you. You really think that you would starve unless you have stacks of green paper strips and piles of metal discs. You really think a small round pellet or some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off disease and death. You really think you are alone unless another body is with you. It is insanity that thinks these things. You call them laws and put them under a different name, under a long catalog of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. You think you must obey the laws of medicine, economics, and health. Protect the body and you will be saved. The Course goes on to say these are not laws, this is madness. Pretty radical statement there for our little Course in Miracles, huh? There are no laws except the laws of God. this needs repeating over and over until you realize it applies to everything that you have made in opposition to God's will. Your magic has no meaning. What it is meant to save does not exist. Only what it is meant to hide will save you. So it's really all of these laws or idols that we put our faith into. Now, on the practical level, they can be of great service to us here. But on the other hand, it's really understanding that God's laws, the laws of the universe, prevail anything that we can imagine on this planet. And this lesson says the light has come because there are no laws but His. And that's where I believe and know we're moving into, because the light has come because there are no laws but God's. Here are a few of the different kinds of laws we have believed we must obey. These would include the laws of nutrition, immunization, medication, body's protection in innumerable ways. Think further in the laws of friendships and good relationship and reciprocity. There are no laws but God's. All foolish and magical beliefs today there are no laws but God's. Dismiss all foolish magical beliefs today and hold in your mind the silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks the truth to you. And what it suggests in this lesson is to say frequently throughout the day, I am under no laws but God's. Now granted, if you get pulled over, I'd like the ticket, but under no laws but God's. It ain't gonna work, okay? This is so I'm not promising that, but it's a bigger, more evolved approach. It's just knowing that the laws of God prevail over any laws that we've made up. So the more we stay in our heart, stay in the emotional state of peace, practice this mantra, send blessings. Those are all gifts that will have far greater value than anything that we can imagine, anything that we've done in the past. And that's where really everything is coming to, this turning point of where we are going to awake, the light has come, the world is awakening. So repeat that dedication, I am under no laws but God's, as often as possible, as much as 4 times an hour, because it's a statement of freedom from all danger and tyranny. It is our acknowledgement that God is our Father and that His Son is saved. And when the Course refers to His Son, it refers to the sonship, which is all of us. So this is not meant for any one denomination, any one group, any one Messiah, but all of us. That it's in this acknowledgement that we are all saved. And so one quote that Jimi Hendrix, I've shared this already, but I love it, but it says, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, we will know peace. Well, these are all things that we can do to bring forth this gift of change. And Steve Jobs, love him, what a manifester, what a man. And of course, what a legacy he left while he was here. And by no means was he a perfect being. I think like the rest of us, he had his human frailties and flaws. But this statement is one I'd like to close with. And he says, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. So something to take with us. Thank you. We will bless our offering. And if you'll take a moment to hold your gift to your heart and give thanks. And bless this gift and ask that it bless our Namaste Center, so that we may continue to heal, to grow, and to prosper, and most important, to serve. Holy Spirit, we place our future in your hands. Please guide us, lead us, and direct us so that your will and your laws are done. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, this is another song from the continuing saga of songs that are on the new album. Can you still call them albums?
You can call it whatever you want. Call it, yeah.
What a record if I want. This is a song that I one of the few non-originals on the album. I really made the album because Charlotte made me. This is from probably one of the greatest philosophers of all time, Mr. John Lennon. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possession. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Well, thank you all for joining us today, and make sure you sign up for the concert and the Thanksgiving dinner, as I'd like to get a count in. And let's join hands and close with our peace song. Yeah, that's right.
you stand up?
Get a close-up of the shot.
So let's just take a moment to blast all of our love to the center of the circle, which represents our Mother Earth and all of her children. We send love, we send peace, and we imagine a world where love prevails. And so it is. So it is. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment.